Hi, I'm Tinny from minibulldesign, and today I'm out in the factory. It's Saturday. It's kind of cold out right now. It's only 9:20, and the sun is out. It's a gorgeous day out, but it hasn't warmed up yet. The dew is all over, everything's wet, but the sun's out. It will warm up. It's going to be a good day when we get done. It's just cold right now. Now Beth is going to put the last coat of paint on the front window that we had put in. So I built a fire in the house to warm it up and dry it right out so the paint would dry. We want to get the paint dry as fast as we can so the cats won't get into it. Okay, today I want to talk about customer relations and service. Now, this is an odd business, this cottage industry. And to even make it odder is, if you're at the very top, the person that's making the most stoves and has the most sales, you're going to be the target for every crazy out there in the world that, bottom line, is just jealous. I have to deal with crazies not a lot, I shouldn't say a lot, now and then. It's a low percentage. Most people are very understanding, and you can really work with them if you pay attention to what they say. Now, every day I get people who email me and want to know, for example, what stove would be best for them, and I may email back and forth 3, 4, 5 times, asking them questions and answering questions and stuff to get them into the right piece of gear for what they're going to do. Other people may, and it's not real common, but occasionally I'll get an email, maybe 3 a week, where somebody's having a problem with the stove. And I can usually resolve that in an email, but there have been some occasions, I'll almost count them on one hand, where somebody just could not resolve the problem, and I just asked them to send the stove back to me, or I could get it in my hairy little paws and figure out what that problem was. Sometimes I get the stoves back and I can't find anything wrong with them at all, and sometimes there is actually a problem with them. I've had a few stoves come back that had a fuel leak in them, and that was, something I did wrong. Usually it's one of the traditional stoves, and there's a crack in the base where when I hot roll crimped it, I stressed the base and got a little hairline crack. Stuff like that. Now, anybody that has one of my stoves should know, and if you don't, I'm telling you now, if you have a problem with one of my stoves, email me. If I can't resolve your problem in an email, worst case scenario, you'll have to send the stove back to me. Not common, but it could happen. If you send the stove back to me, I will run it through the paces and fix it or replace it. Hands down, every time, no exceptions. When we get done, you will have a stove that works the way you want it to. And if we determine that you've just got the wrong stove, then we'll trade it out for another one. But when you get done, you will have the stove you want, and it will work the way you want it to. That's just my policy, and it's not that hard a thing to do, because very few people have a problem, but it happens, there are a small group of people, this is very unfortunate, and it's sad, but there are a small group of people who have taken it upon themselves to make me look bad, for whatever reason, mostly jealousy. They're just jealous of my success, and I have to admit, I have had an alarming amount of success. This has been a very lucrative, successful, rewarding business, and a lot of people want what I have, and they can't. They don't have the creativity to do it, so rather than accept their lot in life, they decide to just run me down. So if you see a stove video, if you see a video somewhere where somebody is showing one of my stoves that isn't performing correctly, simply put, well, if it's not performing correctly, why didn't you contact Tinny and he'll fix it? No, if you decided not to contact me, or lied that you did and I didn't do anything, which would be a blatant lie, then you've got no leg to stand on. If you didn't contact Tinny and give him a chance to resolve the issue, then what can I say? You know, I've seen this not only with my product, but I was watching some videos on Sturmey Archer 8-speed internal shift bike hubs. I've got one on my trike. And there were 2 or 3 videos where people were showing that if you shifted it in a certain way, that the hub would lock right up. Now, I'm pretty sure that if they contacted Sturmey Archer, they would resolve that issue. And I'm almost positive from using mine that I know that when they read the directions, when they went to index it and put it in gear 4 and line the little yellow dot up with a slot, that they went from 8 back to 5 instead of 1 back to 4. It's pretty clear because I've actually done that myself, but I caught myself, actually looked at the number on the shifter and made sure that when it was in 1, the shifter said 1, and then shifted back to 4 and then adjusted it to a little thing. And they work flawless. They are a gorgeous piece of engineering, very, very well built. And my stoves are very well built. And I have very little trouble with my stoves. And usually if I do, it's something that somebody's, doing wrong. Now, I'll just give you an example of some of the odd emails I've gotten from people that gives you some view of the problems that I might run into with a customer. One guy, this stuck in my mind, this was a long time ago. His email simply said, "I bought one of your aluminum windscreens. The first time I used it, it melted. Your windscreens are junk. Send me another one." My reply was, those are windscreens, not flame screens. If you melted it, you got it into the flame, and they won't stand the flame, they'll melt. That's the reason why I sell the carbon felt ones. Another guy bought a Trek, which is a little, kind of like a really early Atomic. I didn't even have a thumb screw in the top. And he sent me an email and said, "This stove is a piece of trash. You got to be kidding me. Send me another one." So I emailed him back and I said, Did you light it and try it out?" And his reply was, "No." Seems odd, doesn't it? Another guy said, "I bought one of your stoves and it burns like crap. Black smoke shoots up the pot, just will not burn right." And I said, "What are you burning for fuel?" And he said, "I'm burning the fuel you recommended, 91% isopropyl." I've had people burn gasoline in them, kerosene, 91% isopropyl, 71% isopropyl, you name it. Lantern oil. When you sell this many stoves, you're gonna run into that. But once again, the bottom line is, if you have a problem with a stove, just email me, contact me, and we'll get to the bottom of it and straighten it out. Of course, there are those few people out there that no matter what you do, and any merchant will tell you this, no matter what you do, you're wrong. There is no way you can resolve the problem with them. They just have convinced themselves that you're an idiot, your stove's a junk, and that's it. There's nothing you can ever do to straighten that out. That's the road they're on, and that's just the way it is. And those people, you just have to leave them to their own devices. There's nothing you can do about it. And every merchant knows that's what we call that is a customer from hell. I'm Tinny from minibulldesign. Get out and hike, take a friend, enjoy the great outdoors, and more important than anything, try to have some fun today and try to have a really great day. Bye-bye.